for thinking that we could be rational. By the way, this wasn't only Socrates that did this. We have Karl Jaspers. So it's called the axial age. This is a theory that in a variety of locations around the world at about the same time, and that's including Socrates in Athens, Master Kung or Confucius in China, and the Buddha in India, all at about the same time are revolting against the priesthood class. So it's almost like there's a point where civilization has gotten to the point where the earlier rule of the priesthood class is all being criticized in all of these major civilizations all at once. So it's almost like sociologically each of these civilizations have gotten to a point where someone now is realizing problems with these priesthood classes and what they're telling people is right, what is pious, and so on, right? And so you all of a sudden get this questioning that occurs in both Athens, in India with the Buddha. Remember, Buddha went to all of the different religions to find out which one was correct, and at the end of his search, he concluded that none of them were right. And instead, he had enlightenment under the Buddha tree, pretty close to the word, Buddha and Bodha, but I don't know what the connection is. But his enlightenment basically says all of those religions are wrong, and you end up with him inventing asceticism, or Buddhism as a learning the Eightfold Path to basically avoid attachment to everything else. And we've actually seen a lot of similarities between that and people like Socrates and what eventually might become the Cynics and Stoics and so on. And Master Kung, I think, is a little harder to fit into this because what he does is create the traditions that everybody's supposed to follow in China, which I believe is still pretty much followed in China. If you're going to be an employee for the government, you have to pass a government test, and you have to know all the right rules and regulations, which are basically Confucian law. And what is that supposed to do? That's like, this is reason doing away with the power of the priesthood class, right? So we think of the Euthyphro argument as literally the one that does away with the idea that God speaks to us and we ought to follow that voice. Because today when someone speaks to us and says what God has told them to say, we want to get that person help. We want to put them on medication. So they stop hearing these voices because, well, none of the rest of us hear these voices. So it's probably mental problems with respect to that person. Right? So we want to get that person treatment. Now, I'm not altogether sure we're right about that, actually. There's a lot of cultures that don't think that way. So that should be interesting to think about. So, they kill Socrates for that. But knowledge is virtue for Socrates. Know thyself. That's actually across the doorway into the school that Plato creates, which is in Athens. And it's called the Academy. And the Academy is called that because the park where Plato set up his school was donated to Athens by a man named Academus. So they called that park Academus. He's the one that donated it. Right? Still there. It's another thing you can go visit if you go as a tourist. they don't keep it up very well. The last pictures I saw, there were graffiti written on, the gate and stuff. So it's kind of messy. The places you could visit honoring Aristotle is a little bit nicer, but of course Athens would be the place to go to visit and see all these kinds of things. Know thyself. So, shoot, I have to quit. Is that good? Is that fun? Everybody have as much fun as last class? I didn't tell as many jokes. Should tell more jokes. I did play Steve Martin doing Socrates. Yep.
I was just surprised how little he's changed in appearance. I'm like, yeah, he looks about the same.
He plays a banjo now. That's pretty different.
Yeah, we just send him an email. Yeah, that was also an email. And we have to send it in by Saturday.
And the one for today was,
Like,
what do you think of the Earth-centered, solar-centered, me-centered? They're all good. They all work. The weird thing is thinking, okay, so even though these are all almost contradictory, they're all okay. You just have to keep them all compartmented in your mind.
Do you have anything specific you want us to like put in the subject line, or just like quiz answer week 1?
It's helpful though if you're using your real email. Because at the end of the semester, basically I use the email as the match to who sends me what. So if you come on over here and notice this is on Blackboard. So when you go on Blackboard, there's a couple things you can see. Steps is a page that basically tells you, if I'm confusing, you could just follow these steps, and that's pretty much the way to work all the way through the class. And so the syllabus, let's go to that.
Is there a quiz due tonight?
By Saturday, you should do the first 2. You can actually send them tonight. You don't have to wait till Saturday. In fact, it's actually better if you send them before the next class. Like the quiz for today was, what do you think about the different models?
Oh, yes.
Right?
Yeah.
The one for on last class, Tuesday, was what are the 10 Commandments?
The 10 Commandments. Oh, cool. Okay.
Right? And it's a memory thing, because what I'm curious about is how our memory works and so on. And most people are familiar with those and are surprised that they don't remember them all.
Yes, yeah, I read up.
The syllabus is on there. Read over it, and you can check on the. Notice I have links. I love links. I don't know what the heck happened.
They're
Not Polish sausage links, but links in general, because there's 3 exams that together give you 50 points out of 100, and they're all posted here. But then there's also a quiz, and each class will have a quiz, so roughly 30 quizzes, and that's 25 points. But anything you say actually passes for a quiz, so there's no word requirement, just some response to it. There is a word requirement for the test, and there's a term paper.
Okay.
And the term paper, there's a list of who I recommend, but if you don't like them, you can email me your favorite and argue you'd rather do that one. But I have a list of philosophers there that you can pick.
Sweet. Okay.
I mostly wanted you to pick someone who's alive,
Yes.
not
yeah.
Plato or Descartes or any of the biggies, because they're all dead. What we've got though is it's a living subject with lots of people currently engaged in conversations over what exists, what is ethical. Should we blow up people because one guy is a bad guy?
Yeah.
All kinds of interesting questions. I'm Bill, by the way.
Nice to meet you. I'm Kai.
Kai?
Yes.
Ah, very nice name.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
And this is Chloe.
Oh, Chelsea.
Chelsea.
Okay, thank you. I was wondering.
Why did I think you were?
Well,
Chloe?
I sent you because I went to the old question. I sent you a picture of me and my cat Churro. So maybe you got Churro and Chelsea kind of.
Okay,
I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
that was weird. Well, someone in here
Yeah,
is
someone probably is Chloe.
is Chloe.
Yeah.
So I'm getting old.
Yeah, no, you're good. I was just wondering, is there any readings we should do for next class? Because I didn't realize we should read the apology.
Oh, okay. So if you
So I can read that over the weekend.
if you read the syllabus, which I thought, didn't I have it somewhere?
Or is it just the steps one?
The steps would give it to you as well.
Okay. Okay, so it
Um,
says read.
So, yeah, read the Meno
Okay.
for week 2
Okay.
and parts of the Republic, and this link should be good to the Meno.
Okay. Awesome. All right.
So-
Thank you.
Yep.
Yep. Thank
So
you.
there's readings. I think of it as an all you could read buffet,
Okay.
because
Yeah.
the internet. If you've ever tried to get to the end of the internet,
Not possible. Maybe that's
it doesn't really work.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate
Okay.
it. Yeah. Have a good week.
Kelsey,
Chelsea.
Chelsea,
Yeah. There you go.
Chelsea,
Thank you.
and I'm Bill.
Have a good day.
You too.